What's up, guys? That really gross guy here. We're back. I'm gonna jump into a game real quick. I had a little bit of fun. This is kind of just, I don't know, jumping in for some no real good reason. I thought that we will go in with one of my Ash builds. This is an old build that I have not played in kind of a while, but it's something that I always was like, you know what? If I don't want to take anything serious, I just want to jump into a mission, have a little bit of fun. I used to do this, and this is a melee-only build. No other weapons whatsoever on this build, and I've been doing this for a long time with this Ash, and I love it. But I never really, I kind of like ranked him up. I think he's got one forma in him, but now that I realize how useful he can be in this setting, I think I dropped a forma in him. But basically, my goal was to just, you know, kick back, have some fun, do a melee type build, and challenge myself in some more difficult, you know, game types. But with focus where it is now, and actually that's something we could talk about. I've already kind of mentioned it in the past, and I forgot to mention about it, or mention it in yesterday's episode. But the focus system, I've mentioned before, is getting reworked. But we saw the fact that we're going to be respending our points into totally different skills that we don't currently have in the game, and some of which it appears as though they're going to be usable between different what's it called, schools of focus. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, let's say you're specifically a Naramon player. If you get far enough in the Naramon tree, there are actually some skills that cross over from other trees into Naramon, so that you can still focus on Naramon, but still get small benefits with other classes tied together, I guess. It's some sort of degree. We don't necessarily know what that's all about yet, but I'm excited to find that out, because we have a target over here. We'll have to whoop and boop and boop. All right. Okay, that didn't work. Can we? Boop. There we go. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Some cool new changes to the focus system. Hopefully, come on, there we go. Hopefully, that really benefits us in. I think it's going to. I mean, it's a 2.0 update to focus, so it's gonna benefit us. But let's switch back to the Nakana. Why did I drop that? That's my melee weapon. Come on, pick it up. Pick it up. There we go. Anyways, let's get boop boop. I usually don't use Blade Storm with this build because I am focusing on like teleport slash like Nakana throwing type build, but I don't know, we'll run it for now just to use up some of the energy. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm looking forward to that. This build is going to undergo some changes because of the focus system. I initially planned on running him similar to another Ash build I have, where his invisibility is going to be important to him, but I've actually focused this Ash pretty much strictly on duration for his smokescreen. So that is, you know, like I said, kind of his focus, going melee, and then obviously being able to block incoming enemy fire and reflect it back to him and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have a melee only build? Is that something you have decided to kind of go about doing? Like I said, this melee build I did forever ago, way long time ago, before I think, honestly, I had this build before you could only select one weapon. You used to have 3 weapons slotted on your frame, and I think I actually made this just before they made that update. So I had, or maybe it was just after, but anyways, I used to switch directly to the Nakana and run only that. I don't know, it's fun. it's fun to kind of break out of your shell and what? Excuse me. It's fun to break out of your shell and, you know, challenge yourself, especially if you go up against some enemies that are pretty strong. I think back when the Void was different than it is now, I used to go into tier 3s. I don't think I was able to pull off a tier 4 at the time with melee only, but that was before the mod that increased your status chance. The higher your combo count was, the higher your status chances. And I think because I didn't have that mod, it was kind of difficult. It's not so difficult anymore because the higher you get your combo count up, you're going to get slash procs like crazy. So enemies that are you know, enemies that are like a lot more difficult, like bombards and stuff like that, a lot of health, they don't really become too much of an issue when you get a melee build with that mod. I'm sorry I forget the name of the mod, but yeah, so it's more viable at this point. Plus, there was that other rare mod that also increases your status chance and your combo duration, which makes this, you know, much more viable. But anyways, this is how I basically choose to run it. I also have the option of using my Fatal Teleport, and that can also help me take down really, really strong enemies. So my regular melees can be, or at least my energy can be reserved for, you know, enemies with high health counts. For instance, you know, I could do this and go over here, take out the heavy gunner, and then get back into combat, normal melee strikes with all these, you know, little fodder minions and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's a good way to go. I definitely suggest, if you're feeling a little bit burnout, try a melee only build, and you know, try and find a way where it works for you. I personally really like the Nakana. I need to get a Nakana Prime on this, honestly, but I like the Nakana, and running this Ashe in this way is really enjoyable. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm curious. Do you guys have like melee only builds, or do you have, you know, do you have like a primary only build? I don't know. Like, I'm curious. I'm just curious. You know, if you've attempted to do like melee build specifically, but I don't know. It's my it's one of my go-tos when I'm feeling the grind, you know. Is I tend to come over here and play around with this. But like I said, it's kind of actually been a while since I've used this character, and it's mostly because there's just a lot of interesting builds that I'm trying out, and a lot of frames that I'm trying to forma and all that stuff. So I haven't really been doing too many missions that you know, that make me feel the grind, I guess. And what I mean by that is, like, it's been a while since I've done serious ducat farming, or farming for prime frames. I haven't really bothered too much with Hydroid or Oberon Prime since they've come out, and even though I don't know, they're not my favorite frames. I would really like to have the Prime frames, but I don't know. I've just kind of because Plains of Eidolon is coming out, I've slowed down my Warframe gameplay so that when Plains of Eidolon comes out, I can kind of focus on that. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited. I'm so excited for Plains of Eidolon. I'm not too sure what frame I'm gonna take in there, you know, for like my first try, but we're also getting Mag Deluxe, so she's definitely gonna make an appearance soon. But anyways, maybe I kind of want to do a stealthy, like a stealthy bow build or something. I don't know. We'll see. But that's where the charity live stream is going to come into play, and hopefully Plains of Eidolon is out by then. So I would love to see you guys there. So, but we're gonna get out of here. We should be pretty close. Yeah, there we go. Pretty close to getting out of here. I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed the little bit of the little rant, the little bit of gameplay with Ash. And like I said, I suggest trying out a melee-only build with your frame of choice. Now, like I said, it's going to be beneficial to run a frame that, you know, can do stealth and can do, you know, fast movements or whatever to close the gap between you and enemies. So if Ash is your taste, that's, you know, that works. If Loki is more your taste, that works too. If you want to do like a Neja type thing, that would work. A Navara would be pretty sick. I don't know. What would be your melee build of choice? I'm curious. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like a Rhino. Do a Rhino, Roar, heavy weapon build. I don't know. A War. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next episode. Blah!